Alright, so when you know a line is coming to an end, it's like, it's hard to hang in there. It's like, it's tough, because you're like, okay, this DC Icons line, I thought it started off pretty strong, and I thought this is going to be the line where they kind of did like one of each character, and it would just grow, and like it'd be really good for DC, and you get tons of new characters that you didn't have. Well, that didn't happen. The line failed, or they gave up on it, or whatever. So now we have 2-packs, and I don't know how many more 2-packs we're actually going to get before they just completely pull the plug on this line. So it's like, should I even have started this line? Because it is cool. I'll show you the collection at the end of the video, like always. But it's just like, when it's over, now what? Now do I just like kind of mix it in with like the other DC stuff, but that's like 7-inch scale? Do I put it up on the top shelf somewhere? It's a tough go, but enough about that. Let's check out this Superman Doomsday 2-pack, and pretty much the only reason why I got this is because like Superman gets really messed up. Let's check it out. So here it is out of the package, and you can see the Doomsday standing just a little under 7 inches tall, which I mean, I know this is a smaller scale, but I still wish he was just a little bit bigger. And then you have Superman standing just under 6 inches, which I don't know who decided the scale in this line. Like, how is smaller than 6 inches a good idea? That doesn't make any sense to me. So this DC Icons line, it basically is it only matches itself. And then over here you have tons of accessories. It has this BAM sign and this Collectibles sign, I guess. Tons of rocks, and they have little pegs in them, so you can like put that peg in there, put it in the hole, which I really don't know why that's even necessary, because they don't give you enough pegs and they don't give you enough holes. But the rocks are really cool. It's a great option. I'm glad that they did it. I don't really think they needed the peg hole for it, but hey, whatever, I'll take it. It is pretty cool. Then you have the cape that's on a stick that's like supposed to be blown in the wind, which is definitely also a very cool accessory. And then down here, Doomsday comes with fisted hands, which these are actually really cool. This one, it also has another cape with holes in it, so you can actually put it on the spikes on the hand, and it actually goes on there decent, not great. Superman does come with a head like to where he's dead or knocked out. I'm going to just go ahead and say that he's dead, or at least we thought he was dead for about 5 minutes, and they bring him back to life and realize that wasn't the case. But it is cool that they did this one. We have a beat up Superman, which is, we've never got this before, so definitely I was a little excited to get that. The Doomsday, I got tons of great Doomsday. This is a really good one. He's just a little bit smaller than I like Doomsday. And then they also give you this really amazing cardboard display box, which is going to look great in my garbage can in about 30 seconds. All right, let's check out this Doomsday real quick. The articulation, I actually love it on these DC Icons. I think they do a really good job. It's basically the same as all the other figures. I just like how they hide the articulation. The head is on a ball. I love this joint here, like underneath the chest. That's, if I can unstick it, get it to move there. I think that's really good. The ab crunch, really done well. Man, I love that joint. I think that looks really good. And it looks like it should also have like an extra, there we go, an extra ab crunch in it, which, man, they do a really good job on that. On mine, the legs are really loose. That definitely kind of sucks. That actually really sucks. They're really loose right here at the thigh. I don't like that. It does have this thing to where you can like pull the thighs down, which that's nice. Like, it's nice to see somebody stepping it up a little bit. Like, you know, like Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, like somebody like do something a little different, like evolve, like step up articulation. There's definitely cooler things that you can do with it, like this pull down thigh. Like, I really like that for extra movement. It pulls back up and looks good when you display them. Definitely digging that joint. The ab crunch, to me, this is the end all be all. You really can't do it any better than that. On the shoulders, I don't know if they do pull down a little bit, so you get a little bit more there for extra movement. The bicep swivel is that's really done nice. You have the single elbow here, which pretty much everybody hates but me, but there's no pin in it, and that's why I like it. Like, I would like someday for action figures to no longer have pinholes like he does here in his knee, like the double knee. I mean, there's action figures out there without pinholes, so it can be done. I know that you can do it. I just wish that that was like the standard, to have all joints with no peg holes. Like, that really bothers me, because you're doing it right here. I'll take a single elbow with no pinhole versus a double elbow any day of the week. Even though I get a little less articulation out of it, it just looks really good. And then when you do get the single elbow, you have it bend here, but then it also always bends here, which I think I like that myself better. The same wrist you've been getting forever. He doesn't turn here at the waist, but he does turn here. We already went over the thigh. It has a thigh cut, which is cool because it hides in the shorts, so that doesn't really bother me. The double knee, this thing works really good, and it's a big figure and still works really good, so definitely digging that. The ankle, they do have a pivot, and they also have a hinge. It's stuck a little bit, so that's not really working out that great. On the cape here, it has that thing where it goes into the hand. I already have another one that has the same effect, so I won't be displaying that, but it's nice to have that option. You have this Superman, which this Superman is awesome. Like, you get tons of like really cool options. Like, you got the hairy arms, the hairy chest, this blast effect thing that like sticks on his face. Really cool. I love the screaming face. Could you guys imagine, I hate to go Marvel when it's a DC video, but could you imagine if Marvel Legends actually gave us something cool like this? And yes, I already tried to stick it on there. It doesn't fit on there. A little customizing and a little glue, it will go on there. I'm just not ready to make that kind of commitment. For one, I don't want to mess this thing up, even though I'm probably not going to use it. And two, I'm not real sure if I want to Gorilla Glue this thing on his face, although that would be awesome. But who knows, maybe someday I'll take the plunge and go ahead and do that. And then it also has this blast punching effect, which once again, awesome. It sticks right on the fisted hand, which I don't plan on using this. On this Superman, I'll see if this effects will work on the other Superman. I'll actually try to do that in the video. That's probably a pretty good idea, because then in the comments you want to ask me if it actually does that. So I won't be using that for this one, because basically I just want a dead Superman. Like, I just think that would be really cool to finally put this guy to rest and explore this option. Like, this Superman is great. He's got blood on him. He's beat up, like scrapes, scars. I mean, it's just really cool. Tons of really cool options. Like, I'm really digging it. And this thing with the ripped up shirt, it's just, I'm really digging it. The articulation on this is DC Icons. It's basically the same as the Doomsday. The only difference is this one has a double elbow with giant pins, and I don't know why they do that. Like, this looks so much cleaner to me. Single elbow, no pins. Like, so you get, basically, with the double elbow, I mean, I know you guys know how a double elbow works. You get double the movement here, but if you do single, then they can turn here, and this doesn't turn, so it's still like, to me, it's worth the trade out. Like, man, I just hate seeing all these pins in the figures. Like, you don't do a pin in the ankle, so you don't have to do a pin here, and you don't have to do a pin for the single. Just someday, man, it'd be nice to see like action figures evolve and go to a better place than just the same old, same old. Let's do some comparisons. All right, so as far as the Superman collection goes, I'm going to have to take you around the room for that, because I got like 80 Superman. They're scattered. I got some here, some there. But anyway, most importantly, or more importantly, those effects, I went ahead and swapped the head out. The head didn't really come off, so I had to heat it up. Finally got it off. Took a little work. But you can do that on the original Superman icon figure, and the blast effects does fit on his hand, but it fits really super tight, and it feels like it's going to fall off. But that, man, I just hate to put those accessories in the drawer because they're just too good. As far as Doomsday goes, this is by far my favorite one. This one's from Mattel. That thing is just freaking awesome. Like, I really dig that thing. Then you have the Collect and Connect, the 52 one. Not really digging that one at all. The DC collectible one back here, which is really cool. He's just a little too small. Then you have the one back here on the back, also from Mattel, and like the chamber containment suit, which is just, it's just cool that they actually made that toy. As far as display, this is how I'm going to display him. I got Superman kind of laid up down here like he's dead or he's dying or he's fading out. I'm just saying that he's dead. Got Doomsday all over him. I think that really looks cool like that. And I was still able to use the effects. Put all the rocks on there because I don't know what else to do with them. And that's it. Let me put them out there with the collection, then I'll show you. Alright, so as far as Superman collections go, I'm going to take you around the room a little bit. Starting with Mezco, I just love to have Superman getting beat up because he's just so powerful. It's good to see him down sometimes because, he's so tough. It just seems like he would just instantly win every fight. So whenever you can getting him beat up, that's always a good option. Have this other Mezco Superman over here. Have some Mattel ones down here. So I definitely need to reorganize the toy room because it's just growing in weird directions and you kind of wonder how to display it. And then you kind of have Supergirl, then Superman is right over here. And as you can see, there is a ton of them. They go all the way back there. So, I don't know, there's at least 70 Supermans right there. And then you come around the toy room, and then I got DC icons way over here, which, I don't know, I got to reorganize, so no question there. So DC icons is the top shelf over here, because when they start this, you don't really know how it's going to grow or how big it's going to get, so you're not real sure where to put them. All in all, the line itself looks definitely pretty cool. That's a line of toys that I would have liked to see just keep growing. I know the scale is weird. It's cool if they kept it going, but now that it's kind of ending, you're like, wow, whatever. And then I kind of have them over here. I'm going to resituate, put them all together. I had to do weird stuff with the Batcave and stuff, and then I got them over here with the dark side. I got the blast effects on them. I don't get it. Why is Darkseid so big and then Doomsday is I think Darkseid should maybe be a little bit smaller and Doomsday should be a little bit bigger. But this is how I have them. This is where I'm going to display them for right now. Hopefully, I get caught up on these toy reviews. I need to do a lot of reorganizing the toy room, make it a little bit more organized. I just, it's all about how you display it. If the display doesn't look good, there's really no point in this. This thing is so big, I put the blast effects on him, and he's blasting him right in the balls, and he's punching him basically right in the knee, because this guy is so big, and I really don't know how else you could display that. There's the collection. Thanks for watching.